Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. Anyway, hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Friday evening if you're in the UK, and of course, on a Friday, happy Friday. Anyway, I should say anyway, and of course, this is the match preview show for, of course, still the biggest game in English football. It is Manchester United versus Liverpool, of course, at Old Trafford. It is on Monday evening for you guys, but of course, we're doing the preview tonight. Anyway, and apologies, it is an hour late. Again, I have been on the 1892 Reds podcast doing a preview over there, and it was a very, very good preview show. Of course, we had a little bit of a debate over there as well. So please head over to that channel. Please head over and subscribe to the 1892 Reds podcast as well. And again, guys, let me know how all of you are. Let me know, your thoughts on Manchester United versus Liverpool. Are you nervous? Are you excited? Let me know in the comment section down below, whether or not if you're watching live or on the repeat as well. Anyway, but let's get straight into the comments then. Gary's in. Gary was in quite early saying, Talia O'Connor, hello, Gary. Hopefully on a fantastic day. Anfield Road TV is in. Hello, Jack. Saying, yes, Gary, hope you are well. And big up John as well, saying big up Yashia Bazard. Hope you are well. I'm doing fantastic, thank you, mate. Hopefully you are doing good as well. And again, guys, like I do say at the start of every single show, if you could please feel free to leave a like on the stream. It does help the algorithm out massively. And don't forget to hit that notification bell when you hit that subscribe button if you're new around here anyway, to remind yourselves when we go live or post a video. But yes, guys, let's talk then about Liverpool versus Manchester United. That speak first of all about the Mancs. First of all, of course, they are happy tonight, aren't they? They're not glazers out. Of course, they're very much happy tonight because they have completed the transfer of Casemiro from Real Madrid. Now, again, I said this on Twitter. For me, I don't think the Casemiro deal is a good deal. For me personally, I don't think it is. Short term, yes, it's a very good option. And I think, look, it's, we've spoken about, DMs on the channel and other people's channels as well over the last couple of seasons about, you've had, the likes of, Casemiro for Real Madrid, Fabinho, Rodri. Even before that, you had Biscuits as well, Busquets for Barcelona. And look, United have gone, right, we need a DM who's valued the best DM in Europe. Casemiro, okay, we'll go and buy him. And I think, again, short term on paper, it is a good deal. Don't get me wrong. But for me, and me being probably, looking at it a long picture, it's a very bad deal. Was it 60 million euros? I think, or like it's 60 million quid overall. If of course, the add-ons are completed and so on. But again, for someone that's turning 30, he is 30, sorry, 30, going on 31. It's again, I think personally, it's a bad deal. I think it is probably someone younger out there as well. I know we talk about Declan Rice, where would he go, potentially, and of course you're looking around £100 million for Declan Rice. Don't get me wrong, but again, you're getting longevity out of that. Manchester United are going to be in the same problem in about 2 or 3 years' time when they're going, oh, we need a DM. And again, it's going to end up going to be costing another 60, 70, 80 million euros or pounds or whatever it may be anyway. But we're talking for right here, right now. Of course, the Casemiro deal makes sense for Manchester United. And guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat down below as well. But you do look at it, and I think that, of course, he has to hit the ground running. From minute one, he has to make an improvement from that for that team. Because like I did say, the longevity of Casemiro is going to be very short. It's going to be a season or two, or potentially three. In terms of producing his best then for that Manchester United team. And again, the way that United supposedly want to play under Ten Hag as well, that 4-3-3 with the DM. Of course, they played it last week with Ericsson in the holding DM position, and it didn't work. Quite clearly, that didn't work. But you look at it now, again, against Liverpool, they're not going to be able to play Casemiro in that. So you look at it, and it's going to take him time. It is going to take him very, very, a very long time, I would say, to, develop into the Premier League. Because, again, for me, Madrid don't play on the front foot. Madrid sit back a little bit, and they're allowed to do that a little bit in La Liga as well. They can take their time on certain aspects of things, don't have to go on the front foot. And even if they do, that's the DM to the defense is sat back quite a lot. It's not, pushed forward a little bit, like what Ten Hag will probably want from a Manchester United team as well. So I think it is going to be interesting to see how it is, how it does unfold, I should say, anyway, of course. But it is interesting. And guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat as well, because again, like Anthony has said by you as well, it's all about keeping their fans quiet, and it is absolutely. It's one of those signings again. They've done it over the past couple of years, haven't it? Look at Ronaldo last season in particular. Look at the likes of Di Maria from Manchester United, Rafael Varane as well from Real Madrid. So, and I think Madrid, obviously, it's a phenomenal deal by Madrid. Them turning around and going, oh yeah, Casemiro can decide what he wants to do, and apparently he's decided. Well, he has chosen Manchester United instead of Real Madrid. And I've seen a couple of people going, oh well, he's retired. I got to the retirement home of winning trophies. But when you look at it, if he can be good for United, then of course that it's worked out marvelously. But again, it is another signing where it has shut them up completely. And again, going into Monday, especially if they do manage to beat us as well, again, Glazers will be, oh, Glazers in, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, our season's back and things like that. It's a load of nonsense as well, let's be perfectly honest. Anyway, Sangara, I think that's Sangara, or Sangara 30 mil as well. Hello, 1892 Reds podcast. Hello, Luke. Says Cora, you look very handsome tonight. Thank you very much. I do look very handsome. I need my James Bond outfit. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. Of course, that was a comment from Liz earlier on. If Liz is in the chat, then do let us know as well. But 2 years' time, Casemiro announces retirement from football. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? And I think he's going to be on about 450, is it? 1,000 a week? I think looking at it earlier on, he's on about 190,000 a week at Real Madrid. And apparently United have offered him triple of what he's already on. So again, who knows what that will entail anyway. But Daz in saying, what would be your lineup for Monday? Of course, we'll speak about that in a brief moment, my friend. I agree, good signing on paper, but not good signing long term as well. Absolutely. Big up Jack as well from Daz as well. Madrid are treating United like the MLS. Absolutely. As well. I don't know if he works in the Premier League. And again, that's the thing. And this is the thing again where United now are panicking. They are panicking in this transfer window. You look at, Casemiro, and I really don't get where the United over the last week, I don't get their strategy. There is no strategy in this. They've gone from potentially getting De Jong, which they've been after all summer long, and now that's a definite no. So they've gone Casemiro. Last week they were rumoured with Arnautovic. So instead of going for Arnautovic, they were linked with Joe Felix for 150 million quid, I think, on Tuesday, which, what? Like, how do you go from Arnautovic to Joe Felix? I don't get that 100%. And again, they've gone in for Anthony again. Supposedly 100 million euros has been rejected, I think, at the minute. Let me double check on that. I think no, apologies. They were prepared to make 100 million euro bid for Anthony as well. I don't think the deal actually went through, to be fair. But again, it's hilarious, isn't it? To be awfully honest with you. Big up Daz, mate, as well. Says John, 450 euros, 380 pounds as well. I think, yeah, that's per week as well. It's ridiculous, isn't it? For a 30-year-old. I'm thinking about doing a fancy for Champions League. If you want to join, just DM John as well. Be very interesting as well. Poor sod who can live on 400k a week as well, says Rob. I think the girls at the World Cup group stage, rather, it was good. Yeah, I won't comment on that. 450 as well. It's like going from Aldi to Waitrose as well. Yeah, it's not the best, is it? It's absolutely not the best. But let's be honest, guys, as well. I think, look, like I did say, I think United are panicking. But if you look more on the pitch, then side of things as well. This is according to SofaScore as well. as to be fair. But if you look at their predicted team to face Liverpool, of course, we'll take a little bit of a look at Liverpool's predicted team in a moment anyway. But of course, David De Gea, they expect to start along Dolo. Now, it says Harry Maguire, but a lot of Manchester United fans are thinking that he will be replaced on the weekend for not Lautaro Martinez, sorry, for Rafael Varane. Now, for me, I personally think United could end up going to a back five where they'll play, of course, their new left back, Malcasia, I think it is. Apologies if I have butchered his name. I think he will be playing at left wing back. They'll play Delo at right wing back, and then they'll play Harry Maguire, Lautaro Martinez, and Rafael Varane in a back three to try and cope with Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino, and Luis Diaz anyway. But of course, they haven't gone McFred, but they've gone with McTominay, Eriksen, and Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Jadon Sancho, as well as the predicted lineup anyway for Manchester United. For me, I think that they could have potentially go to a back five. I wouldn't be shocked if you was to see that anyway on a Manchester United style of things. Anyway, Anthony says, "No way Chelsea are going for if they are, that's hilarious." But we all know, Anthony, they want Fofana. We all know they want Fofana, and I think they will get Fofana. Unfortunately for you guys, I say unfortunately, it's not unfortunate, is it? When they're giving you 90 million quid, like that's not unfortunately, that's good business for you guys, as well. Of course, if Leicester can reinvest that, of course. Anyway, but just overall on Manchester United, of course, they'll want to make an impact on Monday after the demolishing by Brentford last weekend as well. And again, I think Liverpool and Manchester United are both in the same boat. They both want to make an impact. They'll both want to make a statement. The thing is, Liverpool have to make it first. I'm just saying on the 1892 Reds podcast, Luke said that Liverpool have conceded, 9 out of the last 10. Liverpool conceded first in a game, which, for me, it's not good enough for Liverpool Football Club, and we have to not allow it to happen again at Old Trafford. We don't know what what the crowd's going to be like, of course, with the suspected, protests and so on, and whether or not, people actually be in the ground or so on. But if United get that first goal, and if they get it early as well, it's going to be huge for Liverpool to try and come back from that. Incredibly difficult, I should say, anyway, in trying to get back from there. But again, with United, they have their own problems. Anyway, I think looking at the out market at the minute, I think the only two that are noticeable, I think Anthony Martial is a potential maybe for the game, but Victor Lindelof is out. Apart from that, they do have a fully fit squad at the moment, but of course they won't be able to make any new signings, make a debut on the weekend anyway. Of course, Casemiro, for example, it was, the deadline today was 12 p.m. UK time, and of course he still has to go through visa checks and so on anyway. So again, realistically, it'll be depending on who will play in defence. I think that's the big call for now, Manchester United, as well, and whether or not they'll make one or two decisions in midfield as well. But again, you'll expect different changes from last week anyway against Brentford. You'd suspect anyway, personally. But this is my lineup for Alisson. We'll get to that, Daz. We'll come back to that comment, my friend. Anyway, 95 million pay up, and you're dirty. You know what? 3 out of the 5 most expensive defenders will have been sold by Leicester. Good business, isn't it? Very, very good business by Leicester City. Anyway, but we will get on then to, of course, Liverpool news. And of course, we will talk and have a look at Jurgen's press conference comments, then, if we want to call it that. I don't know what to call it realistically. And we'll get on to injury news. And we mentioned yesterday about Roberto Firmino being back in training for the Reds anyway, which of course is fantastic news. And Jurgen also did mention it today in the press conference. Says Klopp confirms that Firmino is ready to face Manchester United, and of course will start against Manchester United on the weekend, because Liverpool have no other options. Of course, Diogo Jota is currently out still, and of course we all know Darwin Núñez bloody headbutt, of course. But again, Roberto Firmino is fit, he's ready, and hopefully, fingers crossed, things go well on Monday night as well. But of course, We also mentioned yesterday about Naby Keita. Jurgen Klopp speaking on the Keita situation, saying, Klopp said he looks really good in training. Says 0.0% behind the reports that he's unsettled as well. Of course, Jurgen would say that anyway. But of course, I think Jurgen, pretty much will know. All the rumors and the speculation and so on. And I think, look, Naby, we'll speak about it in starting 11 predictions, but I think we all know that Naby is in contention for this game. Of course, one of the best games he's had in a Liverpool shirt so far was against Manchester United last season at Old Trafford. So you'd hope he can repeat that, of course, in the week, in midfield. But of course, it's going to be a debate, isn't it, whether or not we might see Jordan Henderson and Harvey Elliott, or Watson. We'll talk about it more in the start 11 predictions as well. But Jurgen did go on to give a little bit of prediction. I say a prediction, a little bit of a spoiler in terms of Joe Gomez. Of course, did miss out against Crystal Palace on Monday, but he did go on to say about Joe Gomez, it's an opportunity. He comes back to the team training on Sunday, the day before the Palace game. Joe has looked good in training this week. He has trained completely normally, and he did go on to say then as well about Diogo Jota and Curtis Jones as well. They're getting closer to be fit, but no chance for this game as well. But yeah, quite clearly, I think it's obvious that Joe Gomez will start against Manchester United on the weekend. Of course, Joel Matip will be back next week, fingers crossed, as we all hope and pray that he will be returning next week. And of course, Curtis Jones and Diogo Jota. Now, we reported yesterday that Diogo Jota is expected to be back for the Merseyside derby, which is in 3 weeks time, as well. So you hope that he could be back to be a part of the squad for that as well. And Curtis Jones, of course, like Jurgen said, it's closer and closer, but again, we haven't got really a time frame on Curtis Jones at the present moment in time as well. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts as well. And let me know your starting 11 predictions as well in the comment section down below. I'll go back to Daz's comment in a brief moment anyway as well. And Anthony says Klopp rattled by Gabby. No, I don't think he was. I think it's more the other way around as well. And to be fair, we all know how shite, and I wasn't going to really mention this as well. If you guys haven't seen the news about Jurgen Klopp going on about talk shite and Gabriel Bognahour, and how, of course, him critiquing Manchester United last week and so on. And again, that's how shite Gabriel Bognahour is at punditry. He's got the Liverpool manager defending Manchester United. Like, that's how bad it is. And yeah, I won't go into further detail, but yeah, Jurgen Klopp defending Manchester United, which again, it's always weird, but again, Gabi Bottenhor is a shite pundit, and that whole radio station is gobshite as well. But Jamie Phillips as well. Hello, Jay. Hopefully, on a fantastic day. Said big up, fella. Hopefully, you're having a fantastic day, my friend. Big up, Jamie. As well, says Daz. Anthony says, Jamie Phillips, good morning, sir. As well, good evening, good night. As well, I will DM you in a bit. My bets for tomorrow, Jamie, as well, says Daz. Hello, Connor Ladd as well, says Doug. Hello, Doug. Hopefully on a fantastic day, my friend, as well. Good stuff, Connor, as well. Hello, Alan. Hopefully on a fantastic day, my friend, as well. And Gabby is massive. He's got Klopp defending United. Shut up. I hope Fofana gets sold, and I hope you don't get anyone as well. There we go. That's your clickbait for you, anyway. But again, we talk about midfielders, and I think that's the big thing coming into this game. Of course, I think the starting 11, and let me know, guys, your starting 11s in the comment section down below. But again, I think the whole team writes itself. If we're being perfectly honest, I know that plenty of people, me included, would like Kostas Tsimikas to be given an opportunity. I do think Kostas will start against Bournemouth next week at Anfield, but again, I think for this game, Andy Robertson comes in still, and I think Liverpool will go back to that, of course, title-winning defence of. We'll mention the starting predictions anyway, but again, I think that pretty much the team does right itself apart from that midfield. I should say. And again, whether or not Jordan Henderson will be fit and available, I haven't seen anything mentioned about Jurgen Klopp talking about Hendo being injured potentially, but he wasn't in training photos yesterday until, of course, the light training photos come out with Joel Matip and then Jordan Henderson, of course. But then, to be fair, it wasn't 100% confirmed that he took part in light training. It was just the photography that come out. So potentially Hendo could be completely fine anyway. And like we did mention yesterday, there was rumours about Virgil van Dijk being injured as well, but of course they are complete and utter nonsense as well anyway. But again, guys, let me know your starting 11 predictions in the comment section down below as well. But again, I think the team does pretty much run itself, for being perfectly honest with you guys anyway. But Daz says, this is my lineup: Alisson, Trent, Matip, Virgil. It won't be Matip because Matip is injured, but no, I'd like to see Joel Matip there. Matip, Virgil, Robbo, Fabinho, Henderson, Elliott, Salah, Carvalho, and Diaz. So no Roberto Firmino in there for Daz as well. Anyway, but guys, let your start 11 predictions in the comment section down below. Check what I've tagged you in on Twitter, bring it up on the screen at the moment. I'm not doing that. Absolutely, I'm not doing that. Let me double check what you have sent me though, because to be fair, you are an empty Anthony, and I'm dead. To be fair, I can't. Twitter's down on my screen at the moment. Anyway, let me quickly have a look at the moment. What is Anthony bringing up for me? Oh, Jesus Christ. That's not happening, Anthony, at all. But I'm not bringing it up on the screen. It's 100% not happening, neither. To be fair, Ali, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Simicas for Doug, Henderson, Keita, and Elliott, Salah, Diaz, and Roberto Firmino as well. Any news on Jota? Doug does, like we just said, no news particularly on Jota, apart from he's getting closer. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. It's that one as well. Klopp saying that Jota and Jones, they're getting closer, but not fit for this game. And like we did say, he should be back by the Merseyside derby as well. So fingers crossed that is the case as well. But I agree, Connor, but Simicas has to start a game. Yeah, no, and I agree, Alan. I do agree. I think for me, if you were to ask me, who should start at left back, it would be Simicas. I think every time he has come into the team, again, he has been it. Last season when Robbo got injured in pre-season, Simicas played, I think, what was it, the first 4 games, was there? The first 5 games last season, due to Robbo being out, and was brilliant for us. Was absolutely brilliant. And every single time he was called upon last season, he was brilliant in the Liverpool shirt. And it does beg the question of, when is it time for Costas to get his opportunity and to, his opportunity stick then realistically? Excuse me. Yeah, and for it to stick, because for me, we even when you go back, to when Andy Robertson started playing for Liverpool more regularly, it was only because Alberto Moreno got injured, and then of course Robbo, coming to the team was miles better than Alberto Moreno, and of course we all know and love, the left back that he is now. But I do think a little bit, we're talking about fatigueness already this season. Whether or not, of course, Costas does come in, who knows? But I think Bournemouth 100% Costas does start against Bournemouth anyway. At least we have got a decent ref on Monday. Yeah, I think it's Michael Oliver, isn't it? On Monday. Yeah, on Monday. Have you been to Brighton? Says Zane. No, I have not. I've not been to Brighton. Have I been to Brighton? No, I don't think I have. So maybe I should go there for, of course, Liverpool. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Or whenever. If it's Hendo and Harvey who plays on the left, we will talk about that then, and get on to my starting line prediction. Then, and let me quickly get the starting line prediction off the screen. But yeah, that is my prediction for the game. So I've gone Alisson, Becker in goal. I've gone Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. Of course, the partnership with Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk. And then, of course, I've kept Andy Robertson there. I've gone with the midfield of Fabinho, Naby Keita, and Harvey Elliott. I think, personally, that will be the middle 3. And then I think Jordan Henderson will be brought on. And then, of course, like I did say, the front 3 writes itself: Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino, and, of course, Luis Diaz as well. But for me, the only other change that could happen in that midfield is potentially Hendo with Fabinho. I don't think you see both of them start with one another against Manchester United. I could be potentially wrong. And again, Jurgen could fully go with the same midfield that started last season at Old Trafford when it was Jordan Henderson, Naby Keita, and James Milner. He could 100% go with that, but I don't think he will go with that. I think that will be the three against Manchester United. I think, look, Harvey Elliott last week for me was up there for man of the match. I think I even give him man of the match as well against Palace. And I think, look, you have to continue that as well. And you want to break down Manchester United and counter pressing them. That for me is the way forwards. You know, you have to counter press Manchester United. Brentford did it perfectly, and it went, of course, swimmingly for them. I think Liverpool have to do the same as well with the wide pitch of Old Trafford, as it is. Naby Keita is a must, I think, against Manchester United. Some people won't agree, but again, I just think that personally, I think that Naby Keita is a must against this game, well, for this game, and I think Harvey Elliott is a must. So then, who do you pick in the six? Is it Jordan Henderson? Is it Fabinho? For me, it would be Fabinho personally, but I can see, plenty of arguments being Jordan Henderson, and I can see why potentially Jordan Henderson as well. But I think again, I think Fabinho, people have gone, oh well, he's not played well this season so far, and they're perfectly right. He hasn't been the Fabinho that we know and love. But with Fabinho, once he has one or two bad games, he'll have that game then that kick-starts him, and I think that will be this game, hopefully against the Manx. Anyway, but again, it's all if buts or maybes in the midfield. I could say this: there could be that middle three. It could be the middle three I mentioned that started last season's game. Depending on what Jurgen wants from his midfield on Monday night as well. But yeah, to answer your question, for me, it would be Naby Keita on the left-hand side. Anyway, but Brighton is lovely, says Anthony, as well. And do you think Carvalho deserves a chance on the left of midfield, as I do? I think, to be fair, Philip, as well, to answer your question, I think, yeah, I'd like to see Carvalho in kind of a Thiago type role within the team, not only as a, because the thing is, I don't think yet Jurgen knows what Carvalho's best position is. I don't think we know perfectly well. We all know that, as a 10, he can play that role, but, under Liverpool's system, is he better as a false nine or is he better on the left wing? For me, I don't think left wing, I don't think no. I don't think he's good enough to, not good enough, but I don't think he's preferred to go out on the left wing. I think he is preferred on that left hand side of the midfield, dictating the play a little bit. And that will take time. Of course, he's done it in for Portugal for the national team as well. So again, it will take time. And I think, look, there's different systems that you could work Carvalho in, and it will be interesting, I think. But yes, I would like to see Carvalho on the left-hand side for that midfield as well. Anyway, and guys, get your score predictions in the chat as well. Won't be a long one. Would have been a longer one if we was on at 9, but again, we're on at 10, so I've got to be not quick, but I've got to be a bit late. Got to end a bit sooner. Anyway, for you guys as well, but. Guys, let me know your score prediction in the chat down below. If it's not Liverpool win, I'm going to be fuming with all of you guys. Anyway, but for me personally, I've gone with a 3-0 Liverpool win. I think we've talked about, Liverpool making a statement. We have to make a statement against Manchester United. Look, the first two results were disappointing. But, by beating Manchester United on Monday, kickstarting the season against the Manx at Old Trafford, that's the proper way to, propel your season going up. Of course, if we lose, and someone asked on the 1882 Reds podcast, who will it cost more if they lost? And for me personally, it would be Liverpool, because we've spoken about City and, going ahead for the title and so on. If Liverpool, and like I said on there, if Liverpool were to win and say, for example, City were to lose, it then shortens the gap down to 1 point and everything looks better from there. So for me personally, Liverpool, this is a must-win game. No draws, no losses. It's a must-win, no matter what. If it's a 1-0, a 2-1, a 3-2, I don't care. But for me, personally, I've gone with 3-0 Liverpool as well. And I've gone with Mohamed Salah to get a goal again at Old Trafford. I've gone with Harvey Elliott, and I've gone Trent Alexander-Arnold to get a goal as well. I could be wrong with that, but who knows? I think as well. I think Trent will get a goal at Manchester United, maybe a free kick potentially, and maybe him shushing the Manx at Old Trafford as well. Anyway, but Jack saying, I hope you're all having a great night chat as well. He says, smash the likes as well. Yeah, if you could, we very much appreciate it as well. I think there's 19 people in at the minute, so if you could, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that like button as well, and again, let me know your score prediction in the chat down below before we do head off as well, and let me know who you think will score the goals as well in the chat down below as well. Anyway, but again, hopefully have an opposition preview for you guys tomorrow. Anyway, I was hoping to get a couple of guests on, but I forgot to ask people as I normally do. I did completely forget as well. But again, guys, hopefully tomorrow we will have an opposition preview for you guys anyway, because again, I think at the moment, Manchester United, even though I hate them and I hate the club, but I think, again, I think it's fascinating at the minute what's happening with Manchester United. Like I did say earlier on when we were speaking about them, like I don't get how you can go from being linked with players like Arnautovic, for example, and Rabiot, and then the next week, then you're getting Joao Felix, or you're supposedly meant to be asking about Joao Felix availability, and then 100% getting Casemiro. I don't get how that works at a club, and I get there are different targets and so on as well, but I generally just don't get like Liverpool. We have the list, don't we? We have a list about of 5 to 10 players that Liverpool potentially want to get. Of course, we've spoken about it about midfielders and Jude Bellingham in particular. But again, it's that thing, isn't it, where Liverpool have got a plan, City have got a plan, Chelsea have got a plan. As to some thoughts in that. But United, they haven't got a clue, have they? They do not have a clue at the present moment in time. Anyway, and you love to see it as well because it is just complete chaos at that club at the moment as well. But Philip said, if we perform as well as I know we can, it'll be 4-0. But if we perform like we have done so far this season, we'll win 2-1. I take that, Phil, as well. I would take that. It's a win. A win's a win. And I would take that 100% as well. But for me, we have to score first in this game. We have to as well, depending on the result. Not the result, sorry, depending on the crowd, because the crowd can either be mega up for this or they could just be disappointed. And that's the thing that I think Liverpool have to do. Score first, keep Old Trafford quiet. That's the number one target. Keep them quiet and send them on the way. Similar to what Mo Salah did last season. Send them all packing on the 57th minute. And the Scousers will be happy in Old Trafford as well anyway. But 3-1 Liverpool, Salah, Naby and Harvey Elliott to score the goals from Alan as well. I'd love that, Al. I'm not going to lie, I'd absolutely love that. But yeah, for me, guys, I've gone 3-0 Liverpool, and fingers crossed that will work as well for the Reds. Tomorrow, I keep on thinking the game's tomorrow on Monday as well. But hopefully, guys, we'll have an opposition preview for you guys anyway as well. And apologies, the stream is going to end early. We're about to finish now. Would have been an hour, but again, I have to finish the stream early. I've been told to end the stream early anyway to not go too long anyway as well. But again, I apologize for, of course, it being so short as well. But hopefully we'll be live again tomorrow at 9 o'clock for you guys tomorrow anyway, with an opposition preview for you guys as well. If there is any breaking news as well, because of course I've seen the news while I've been on live, I've seen a couple of people mention Liverpool being linked with that Colombian midfielder. Again, I don't know. But if there is anything breaking, we will bring it to you guys, no matter what. Anyway, excuse me. But guys, please stay safe. Please stay well. Hopefully, have a fantastic rest of your Friday evening, day, or whatever it is. Excuse me, I've got hiccups for some reason. But of course, if you guys are new around here, viewing us for the first time, then please hit that subscribe button. It does massively help out the channel as well. Please hit the like button as well, and don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, because YouTube are terrible with notifications. Again, check out us on Twitter, check the community tab as well, guys, because we will post when we are live on there anyway, and so forth as well. But quickly read out the chat then before we do head off as well. But Jack says, yes, Alan La, legend as well. Obviously, Anfield Road TV, great stream, Con as well, and hi Jack from Alan as well. But guys, I get to say, please stay safe, please stay well. Fingers crossed we'll be live again tomorrow, and fingers crossed Liverpool will be able to batter the Manx at Old Trafford once again this season anyway. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's show anyway. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I will see you all tomorrow. And yeah, to Reds, you never walk alone.